So, hi guys, here we are, MMA UK News, Stoomboy, as
You're right,
always,
too.
MMA UK BJJ show. So, talking about Grapplefest 12 then, Grapplefest 12, going to be this Saturday, the 21st of May, going to be at the usual place, Fusion Nightclub, Fleet Street in Liverpool. Now, anytime I talk about that nightclub and Grapplefest event, it's an unbelievable atmosphere. Anybody that's ever been on it, whether they've been a grappler on the event, whether they've been a spectator, will all contest to you that the event itself is unbelievable. There's not an atmosphere like it at all, unless you go to like MMA events, not your big MMA events and so on. So, I mean, the grapplers get the spectators buzzing, the spectators get the grapplers buzzing, and it just makes for an awesome, awesome evening. So now tickets, get your tickets either directly from the fighters or go through Grapplefest Facebook page. I don't know if there is any tickets left because they do sell out very quickly. So obviously double check. Or go and then anybody that can't make the event on the night, there is pay-per-view available. Fight TV, head over to Fight TV. You've got three different payment options. You've got a monthly subscription, an annual subscription, and a pay-per-view price. Now, the most cost-efficient is the annual subscription because it's only $49.99. So I think it's about 35, 38 quid for a full year of grappling, Grapplefest, and various other things that they've got on there. So now my next guest is going to be on the show that night. So the No-Gi Jesus himself, Stefan Biddles, First Legion Gym and Fearless MMA. Now going to be up against Jake Goldthorpe. So
Ooh,
is it Jake Goldthorpe? It's still Jake Goldthorpe, yeah. So I thought you were like, has it changed? So, but yeah, Jake Goldthorpe, again, another fantastic grappler. We got to
no, it's
see
good.
Biddles at the last Grapple Fest, and he put in a shift, man. He put in an absolute brilliant shift, got the decision win over Evan Reed. So
Thanks for
we're
the
definitely,
fiascos.
yeah, definitely buzzing to see him back on Saturday night. So, Biddles, listen, absolute pleasure as always, buddy. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. You know I'm good. I'm just munching away on my food.
So
I'm
he just
showing you
finished
this
his
thing
dinner.
obliterated.
Yeah, he just finished his dinner. He was telling me what you had for dinner, and it was, yeah, man, it beat my sausage roll and chips, hands down. So, some steak, some butter, some different almond nuts, and so on. And obviously now munching on the oranges. The
Doing
half
Liver
pint.
King proud. Doing Liver King proud. But after the match, it's bread and butter king. Bread and butter king is coming.
So, how you been anyway? How's everything going with you?
Good, man. Really good. Training's going really well.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
believe this. Probably the first time I've competed healthy and uninjured for years.
Yeah, I remember you went into Grapplefest 11, obviously with some problems, some injury problems. So,
Mm.
but I mean that just made it that much more because anybody that watched you that night wouldn't even have thought they would have been, oh, this guy's really healthy. He's come in, he put in the shift that you put in, and then we find out, no, listen, I was hurt, I was I was quite hurt. So, I mean, how do you get through it? I mean, obviously, I know for me, I mean, the worst thing I've ever happened is maybe broken fingers, broken toes, or sore ribs or that. But you just get through it. Adrenaline gets you through it. So how do you manage to get through?
10 minutes. It's just 10 minutes. You're telling
Yeah,
me any day when you're ill, you've got a 10-minute fight in you.
yeah,
There's not like a competition back-to-back matches, and it's 10 minutes of entertainment, and I can
yeah,
do that any day, any injury. I could walk in there in crutches and do 10 minutes.
yeah.
But yeah, I was bad. I mean, there was a point I felt punished by the universe afterwards because I had to go straight upstairs and wrap round a toilet in a club. And I was like, it doesn't matter if you're sober, being an athlete, or if you're
Yeah.
steaming, having the time of your life. I'm just wrapped round a toilet. I felt so punished. Seeing everyone all pumped up in the toilets, and I'm just like, "Ugh."
Especially after Grapplefest. I mean, that would have been like, I mean, Grapplefest is anybody who gets a victory on Grapplefest, it's probably one of the highlights of their jiu-jitsu career.
Oh yeah, I've made it.
Yeah,
Undefeated Grapplefest veteran. Mate, living the dream.
yeah.
Living
And
the
we love that.
grappler's dream.
Yeah, we loved that picture as well. Obviously, we got the picture. There was you. Let me have a look. We got you. There was who was it? Tyler was there. George was there as well. So, and obviously you and George were the first two from Leicester to step onto the Grapplefest, obviously mats, and then obviously Tyler is going to be the third one come this Saturday as well. So
he's got a tough match as well. So he better do well. Better do me proud.
yeah. That's the thing. I was talking to Tyler on. As I said, Tyler's again an awesome kid, man. I mean, he's very, very talented. I mean, any videos and so on that I watched, he's very, very talented. He knows he's quite mature as well, right? Because see, when you look at a lot, especially younger guys, they're very talented, but they make silly mistakes. Where Tyler just looks like he's mature. And he looks like he knows exactly what he's doing, where he's going, what's going to happen next, and what's going to happen after that, and so on.
Yeah, I do want to say he's not talented. He works hard. He's got no talent. He's got no athletic capability, but he has got work rate.
Yeah,
and he outworks everyone really. So that's why it's come from hard work for him. So I like to see it. That's why I'm proud of him. That's why I wanted him on the show with me. Good lad. I'm passing the torch.
Yes.
I'm getting on a little bit. So
you say you're getting on. What are you? 30-year-old?
Yeah, that's
man. Yeah,
we'll say that.
Yeah, man, you've got years to go, man. You've got years to go.
Yeah, especially if I get on the acai and bomba. I'll be going to the quarter.
Mate, one day they'll have a Grapplefest Masters, hopefully. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine that? Grapplefest Masters, walk in, just a room, the Fusion nightclub just stinking of deep heat. Do you know what I mean? Just deep heat everywhere.
Deep heat and Viagra.
So, yeah, hopefully they do that one day. Do you know what I mean? That'd be good.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on these Masters divisions without the heel hooks. Yeah. Some bullshit that is. Sorry, I shouldn't be swearing, should I?
No. Listen, this is the MMA UK BJJ show, mate. We can swear all we want.
Please, you fucking please.
But yeah, I mean, hopefully, the heel hooks. Do you know, I never played heel hooks. That was something I never did. Obviously, I came up through Gracie Barra, and at the time, Gracie Barra didn't practice, or not a lot of gyms didn't practice leg locks and so on and so on. So I remember going to a comp, I think it was in Blackpool or wherever it was, and I remember I came up against this big Russian guy, and I took him down. I got him down. I was like, yes, I've got him down, got the points, right, okay, trying to move about, and he caught my leg, right, and as soon as he got the leg, that was it, footwalk straight away, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Do you know what I mean? And that was it. That was the first time I'd ever seen a footwalk, was in a competition, tapping to it. So, but now everybody's doing it.
Yeah, I hit an ankle lock early days in like 2010.
Yeah.
See ya. 2010-ish, and but I never really stuck to them.
Yeah.
But then when I got to the advanced divisions, I got my feet and knees snapped a couple of times.
Yeah.
So that's when I brought the focus on them, because I want to be all-rounded. I want to be able to do it all.
Yeah.
You want to play that game? I'll play the opposite to screw you over.
Yeah. We used to have a lot of guys, even like now, we've got like Jack Brown in Scotland, who's probably one of the kind of top footwalkers or heel hookers and so on. He's definitely a leg guy, and do you know what I mean? And
I've heard about Jack. I've heard good things about him.
Jack's Grapplefest as well. I think he's 3-0 on Grapplefest. I think he had one of the fastest submissions on Grapplefest, something like 20 seconds or something like that. So,
yes, gee.
Yeah, but he's. I think his last match on Grapplefest it lasted about 2 minutes, and that was his longest ever match he's ever had on Grapplefest, and it lasted about 2 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I don't think he's ever had. I think he's all in all is about 4 minutes of grappling time at Grapplefest over 3 different.
What weight category is he?
I think Jack's under 82.
Oh, thank God! Thank God.
So he'll be 80 kilos. No gi, he'll be 80 kilos, 79, 80 kilos. So, but yeah, he's a tough boy, man. He's a tough boy, but he's practiced it. I mean, he was trained with Lachlan Giles, and obviously trained with Craig Jones a little bit when they were up here, and he goes around specifically just training leg locks, and that's all he does, and he's so good at them, he doesn't need to worry about anything else in his game. So because he's just so good at that,
Fair
and
play.
yeah, well, if you've got a good move, then fucking yeah, just pull it off every single time. So, but that's something we don't see with you. I mean, your games, as you said, you're well rounded. I mean, we saw obviously a glimpse of it at, well, we've seen it for years, but we got to see a glimpse of it at Grapplefest. Do you know what I mean? So, Grapplefest 11. So, I mean, you can
Yeah,
hit rear naked chokes, whether it be arm bars or the leg locks or whatever, wherever the game goes, as you've
yeah.
got an answer for it.
Well, I just wanted a game where it can't be sussed out. If you
Yeah.
know what I'm going to do next, you're lying. You have no idea.
Yeah.
A few
Yeah.
of my friends have worked out a few tweaks to tell when I'm going to change my idea. So they've caught up with some of it. But nah, I want to be able to do anything. If you offer it, man, I'm
Yeah.
going to take it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of it looks a bit crap on camera. Some of the flying ones, the flying scissor, I've got to explain. I had no attachment to him because normally you should have a flying scissor. You should be attached, but it's not the aim. It's almost like a fake flying scissor, so that they come into calf slice and tuck under for a half guard. But it's just attachment because I can't be asked to wrestle sometimes. I just want to jump at them.
Yeah. Listen, it works, man. It definitely works. Do you know what I mean? As I said, we loved it as well. I mean, we talked about the last Grapplefest 11. I mean, obviously, Evan, obviously been up against Evan. Now, we know Evan's tough. Obviously, we've seen him at Grapple Kings. Obviously, he's been on Grapplefest, obviously, with you. He's going to get another shot again this time at Grapplefest 12. So, but as I said, it was a tough 10 minutes for you. But, I mean, you made, at certain points throughout the matchup, you made it look easy. Although we know it wasn't easy, but there was times where it looked like what you were doing was easy work.
Yeah, I mean, it's just natural now. I feel like I've trained so many different places, so many different styles. I enjoy it so much. It's so much fun for me. Even escaping, even them attacking me with moves. I absolutely love escaping.
Yeah.
I'm just a bit gutted. I didn't have something like the illness made me a little bit. I lost my finishing mechanics. I just couldn't put that final aggression squeeze on.
Yeah.
And he did well. He did well at defending. He was getting good advice from his corner as well.
Yeah.
So we didn't really get too many leg lock entanglements as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to bore some people. Some people who are new to the game, they want to see you jumping around, flying about, getting back up. Not a leg lock. Sometimes you got to cook them.
Yeah.
You got to cook it for a little minute or two.
Yeah.
Or absolutely wrench it on. But to do that, you end up losing connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, I've got to hit a few crucifixes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give the commentary. I've got to give the commentary what they want.
Yeah. So obviously the no Jesus reference there. So, but yeah, crucifixes are good as well. So,
Mate, I felt like Jesus coming back from that choke he had me in.
Yeah,
Felt reborn.
Yeah.
And it breathed for like a minute.
And then what about you this time then? So Grapplefest 12, obviously we knew you were going to be on again after the last performance, so we definitely knew you were going to be on at some point. So Grapplefest 12, quick turnaround. How did you find out then that you were going to be on this one?
To be honest, I felt gutted about my performance, really. I think it's just you put that pressure on yourselves because I decision's not a good enough win for me, to be honest. Yeah. It's kind of like a draw, but it's nice. It's nice that other people were like, "Well, that's my match of the night, that is." And I was like, "Oh, thank you very much." Yeah. So it was enjoyable. I didn't think I'd get the call up again, to be honest, but I was jumping around like crazy. Had a little sing and a dance to it, but just focused on my health and was like, I'm going to come in as healthy as possible for this one. And it was just my birthday last week, so I'm gonna go and enjoy myself for once. Have a little drink afterwards, chill out, speak to everyone, rather than I felt like brain dead, like a zombie. Couldn't conversate or anything last time.
Yeah.
This time I want to win, get pissed, have a laugh with everyone, probably get thrown out for causing such a fucking nightmare, screaming.
Mate, that was like, I don't know if you remember, I don't know if you stayed the full night at Grapplefest 11, but there was a carry on at the end of the night, and there was some guy was trying to get in. I think he'd been thrown out, and then he was trying to get back in, and then he was trying to get someone in there and telling them to come out, and he was arguing with the bouncers and all that, and you're like, man, this is welcome to Liverpool, man. Welcome to the Fusion nightclub.
They were probably my mates. Not a lie.
But it was a good night. I mean, even the guys when they were arguing, it was just a back and forward banter between them. Do you know what I mean? So there was never going to be any bad stuff happen. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, there was not.
So, but yeah, it was good entertainment. I remember standing there. He's like, "Stoomboy, going to go in there and tell my brother to come out." And I'm like, "Mate, which one's your brother?" He's like, "That one over there." And I'm like, "Mate, you're pointing to like 500 people. which one of the 500 do you want me to bring out for you?" Do you know what I mean? And he's just like, "Yeah, that one over there." And he was just drunk, man, in the end. But he was fine, man. He went up the road, and do you know what I mean? He slept it off, woke up the next day with a hangover, and that was him. Do you know what I mean? So
a lot of us that train can't handle a drink.
yeah.
That's why it's so much fun to get us all out drinking.
Yeah. Well, I had a few drinks. I was talking to a lot of people. I remember being in the back and obviously seeing you guys and all that in the back, and just kind of as I do, I just like to go around and just say hello to everybody. Do you know what I mean? But it was an awesome night. I mean, I absolutely love going and seeing Grapplefest. Do you know what I mean? And obviously seeing you guys go out there and putting on performances as well, just topped it off that much more. Do you know what I mean? So, and then we just got a comment coming in. Benny Barnes just saying a Leicester riot is incoming. So,
Come on, you know.
Benji Barnes there.
Yeah.
So,
Johnson Barnes.
And then what about you then? So obviously Grapplefest 12. That's your main focus. Obviously, you want to get that second W on there. So what do you see yourself doing then after Grapplefest? Because obviously Grapplefest, we always talk about Grapplefest is for all us coming up. Grapplefest is the pinnacle. Obviously, there's Polaris. But I mean, not a lot of people are going to end up on Polaris. Do you know what I mean? Because don't get me wrong, they can, right? But the likelihood is not all of us are going to end up on there. So Grapplefest is the pinnacle. So where do you see yourself going next? What would you like to see yourself doing next?
I really wanted to do trials. I'm really gutted about that. I want to do trials over the next few years because even just for the fun of it, because I want to burst. I like a lot of the little lads. I know a lot of them all now. I've versed Sam McNally, who won trials recently. I'd love to verse him again. He'd absolutely smash me, but that's what makes you better. So it's fun. As for like pinnacle of the sport, unless I'm going international and European with it, Grapplefest is the biggest to me. I like all the other shows. I support them all. Grapplefest is the pinnacle. To me, I call it the UFC of submission grappling.
Yeah.
Polaris is good, but it's I don't know. It's just got I don't know whether it's colour in I don't know, man. Just the show, a bit of a weird vibe. You can tell they do gi more often. That's what that is. Bit of a gi vibe there. I'm not too keen on that.
That's the thing. I mean, I think that's with Polaris. Obviously, the people that are on Polaris is all your kind of top guys, your top black belts and stuff like that. Whereas, like say Grapplefest, I mean, Grapplefest will get you from blue belt all the way up to black belt. Do you know what I mean? So you're seeing everything. Do you know what I mean? You're seeing blue belts coming in who are, and we've seen it at Grapplefest 11, some blue belts that came in and they were absolutely hungry for it. Whereas you might get a black belt that's been in the game for 20 years, won't be as hungry as an 18-year-old blue belt. Do you know what I mean? So
some of the blue belts and purple belts are the hardest ones I've had in gyms. Because they need to win costs you your body limb. It costs you your limbs. Someone gets a little bit injured.
Yeah. But that's what I think. I always say whenever I put posts up and I talk about Grapplefest, I always say, look, it's definitely one of probably the best in Europe.
Yeah.
If not the world. Obviously, I'm not well versed on every competition in the world, but in regards to Europe, I mean, I don't think there's a better submission only event in Europe.
Grapplefest, ADCC Trials, and ADCC Worlds. The only things I really love. Like, I love them shows. I love everything about both of them. I have said to Chris, listen, I want a brown belt now, 2 brown belts. I said, if I get the win, bam, give me a black belt. If I beat the black belt, let's get this fucking champion belt going for under 65, because I'm not even sure anyone's even got that yet.
Don't think so. I think it's under 70, so I don't think under 65, no.
Yeah, because I remember when me and him were talking a couple of years ago before the pandemic, he told me I was like 61 kilos then. And he's like, listen, bud, the lowest we do is 70. I was like, friggin' hell, I better stack on some weight. Now I'm a nice little stacked and jack 66.6. I want to point that out. I weigh 666. And I'm the 13th match on Grapplefest. If I've not been blessed by Satan or cursed by Satan, I don't know what's going on with that. What are the chances?
The no-gi Jesus weighed 66 kilos, 66.6 kilos, 13th match on Grapplefest. Do you know what I mean? That's brilliant.
Yeah, the world works in mysterious ways, don't it?
So hopefully that's a blessing. Hopefully that's a blessing for you. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I baptized Evan last time. Maybe I just need to baptize Jake this time. Get a bit of smothering going on.
I absolutely love it. I loved it the last time. I mean, when I saw you, I got the interview with you and George the last time, and it was absolutely hilarious. And I know you were in Scotland just a couple of weeks ago, and unfortunately we couldn't train because there was nobody here. Everybody was away to Poland. So, but yeah, definitely looking forward. Obviously, if you ever, I know you'll be back because, I mean, you talked about Sky. You absolutely loved it. So
yeah, I love Scotland anyway.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Scotland. Love coming up Scotland. Maybe I'll ask that SGI one day if I can come on. It'd just be hard to sell tickets in Scotland. It's like a 12-hour drive for some of them.
So no, listen, definitely come up. As I said, 100%. As I said, they'll have you on a show and here. Do you know what I mean? So, and the good thing as well about SGI now is also got the pay-per-view, so people are actually able to see. That's what I think. A lot of events, when they do the submission only, they miss out a trick on this, because especially you as a grappler, you want to get your name out there. So the best thing to do is be on a show with pay-per-view, because then people are like, well, who's this no-gi Jesus guy? Let's look. He's on Flow Grappling, he's on Fight TV, he's on this pay-per-view, and so on. And then they watch interviews, and that's why I always tell people, whenever anybody asks you for an interview, do the interview regardless of who it is, because it's getting your name out there. So when people see you at a competition and then they say, right, let me look for Stoomboy, right? And then they type my name in, and then they can maybe see a couple of fights and a couple of interviews and stuff like that. So then they're like, that guy's an absolutely brilliant guy, or he's a pure dick, or whatever. Let's get him on our show. Do you know what I mean?
I'm both. I'm both. It just depends who you are.
But yeah, that's why I love chatting with you, because you're like, as soon as I think it came up, you're like, yeah, let's get a chat. And then I was going to message. I think I was going to message you today, because I'm finishing up the interviews by Friday. And then obviously you messaged me last night. He's like, when am I coming on? And I'm like, tomorrow, man.
I think you're saving the best till last, don't you? Trying to save the best till last.
Definitely. And then, Biddles, last thing for you then. So obviously, again, I know we only spoke a couple of months ago, but anybody you want to shout out to, usual friends, family members, teammates, anybody else?
Everyone coming from Leicester who's got a ticket, thank you very much. Anyone who buys the pay-per-view, thank you very much. Anyone who loves me, anyone who hates me, anyone who's part of Jiu-Jitsu, First Legion, Fearless, I'll call you out, Tyler. I can see you commenting. You're welcome, beautiful wife, son. You know what I mean? That do me proud. thank you for everyone part of the sport. I mean, I've been doing it for years now, just dropping into gyms here, there, and everywhere after work, just sometimes silently by the mats, sometimes making friends, being loud. But that's where I've picked up all the random moves. And thank you to everyone in the sport, really, because it takes us lot. We're all carrying the ship for grappling, whilst it's not really any money, but it's exploding. So, like, we're part of the hobbyists becoming the athletes. So, I'm just happy for everyone. I'm happy to be happy from it. This sport is everything. If you're part of it, you watch it. Love me, hate me. I love to grapple. Let's fucking have fun on Grapplefest this Saturday. So everyone buy me a drink. I want to get thrown out of Grapplefest for being a steaming nuisance. I barely ever drink, and I've got Glastonbury in a month afterwards. So you know what I mean. That's my focus for the first month.
Yes.
2 Grapplefests in Glastonbury, and then I'll get back to grappling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. And have a laugh, everyone, innit? Come on, have a laugh. Stop being so serious.
I mean, it's all about
for MMA. You won't punch each other in the face, but come on, let's have a laugh and all do some flying triangles.
Yes, yes. Listen, I'm 100% exactly what you're saying. I always said, see if I'd done a martial art where I wasn't going in and I wasn't having a laugh, I wasn't slagging off the person I'm training with. And look, I do it when I roll with people in the gym and I'm on top. I've got like top side control and I'll be whispering in their ear and all that, and I'll give them a wee kiss on the cheek and stuff like that, and they'll be like, "Get off, man!" I'm like, "Get me off! Come on, let's do this because it's fun." And when I go to the gym, my coach, do you know what I mean? Like Marcus Nardini, obviously he's Brazilian. He's been doing it for years, and he absolutely loves it. He's like, "Oh, Stewart, come into the gym all the time, all the time." So he absolutely loves it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas some of the guys are like, "Oh my God, here he is, man." Do you know what I mean? He's coming. So, but yeah, it's the fun element. As I said, if it wasn't fun, I would never have done it. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't stuck at it as long. I'd have been away doing, I don't know, something else. Do you know what I mean? So
sometimes it's not fun, but like, just imagine it's the exercise them days. You know what I mean? You've just got to do it. That's the discipline part. But it will be fun most days. And I doubt very much if you've trained, if you feel worse and it feels crapper that day, just train a bit harder. Because once you're exhausted, you'll definitely feel happier.
Yeah, no, definitely. Then Tyler just coming in as well saying, wife, son, love you, husband, dad.
I'm like a father figure to him, but everyone thinks that we're husband and wife.
So a great kid.
We're coming in to face some big gyms. Like, we've just come from being gym gypsies, and we're out here versing AVT and Lashland Giles students. So, I mean, people from Leicester, you better see that we're representing. Whether you like us or not, like, we're doing the business. You've seen us putting in the graft during the pandemic. You've seen us putting it in. We're going to the comps. We're going training constantly.
Yeah.
Like, put some respect on us. Say thank you.
Definitely. Nah, well, listen, we're buzzing to see you guys on Saturday. As always, Biddles, as I said, it's great seeing you. Always great speaking to you. Do you know what I mean? So
just got a shout out once for my kids because it's both their birthdays. My daughter turns 12 literally just after Grapplefest. Nice. You know what I mean? So shout out for Arthur Biddles and Amelia Biddles. You know what I mean?
Definitely give them a shout out. Do you know what I mean? So
hopefully one day they'll be grappling coming in.
Oh, listen, they definitely will. I've got my daughter. My daughter's 14. She used to do jiu-jitsu, left it to go and do dancing, right? Which is fair enough.
Probably made her better.
Yeah. And then I said, do you know what? See, when you're 14, you're going to jiu-jitsu purely for the self-defense aspect, right? She turned 14 just 4 days ago. So
oh, nice. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
She's going to be in the gym. I said as soon as I think we're giving her until after the 11th of June, and then that first Tuesday night, she'll be in the gym. Do you know what I mean? So I'll be choking her, mate. I'll be choking her. Do you know what I mean? She'll be getting armbarred. She'll be getting foot locked. That'll be it, man. Do you know what I mean? So
hey, it's how you have to dominate the kids. You know what I mean? Mine grew up with Neon Bella. If you want to mess around, Neon Belly's coming.
Yes. Yeah, don't worry about the belt. The belt is nothing. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
knee on belly. But listen, Stefan, absolute pleasure talking to you as always, buddy.
Wait,
So,
I've got one more question for you because I did it last time with me and George, so I've got to do it with you this time. And it don't matter who you pick, but what submission and who to win and when for my match and Tyler's match. Let's go.
So, um,
You
so
can
we'll go
pick the other person,
no,
but
no,
we don't mind. We like that pressure.
No, we'll go Tiger first of all. So, Tiger's match is a tough one. Brody Greco.
Really tough.
Obviously, Brody. Anybody, not a lot of people know who Brody is, right? Obviously, from the other side of the world, right? But Brody training under Lachlan Giles every day. That's his coach. So he's going to come in with leg locks, right? But the thing with Tyler is, and again, anybody that's never seen Tyler, go and watch some videos of Tyler. Tyler's got an unbelievable gas tank, right? Where he'll roll for 10 minutes, right? And the thing with him as well, his wrestling's absolutely awesome to watch, right? So I think this matchup's going to be good. And I'm hoping, if I'm right, I'm hoping Tyler takes it, right?
Yeah.
And I just think Tyler.
You think a decision, don't you? You're trying to say it in a nice way.
But what I was going to say is that I think Tyler outwork Brody, right?
Yes.
Because leg lockers, you know yourself with leg lockers, once they get to a certain position, they want a leg lock and they'll sit there in that position for 10 minutes, right? Whereas a wrestler, somebody that's coming in to wrestle and to out grapple you, won't sit in that one position for 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So Tyler won't stay. So that's where I think Tyler will outwork him. And I think it could end up a decision, right? But it'll be a good matchup for Tyler.
You've got to make sure he gets the submission attempts though as well then.
Yeah. So, but
that's
he will.
What counts most at Grapplefest, isn't it?
Yeah, he definitely will.
Go. Oh,
Tyler's just coming in saying, "Thank you, sir. Nobody will outwork me." So, and that's the thing. I mean, I think he definitely will outwork him. But then, as they don't count Brody out, Brody won't just come with leg locks. Yeah, he won't just come with leg locks. And as he mentioned, if his coach always said to him, "If it's not working, just cause chaos." So,
yeah. If he beats Tyler, I'm calling out Lashland. Me and him are having it.
And then your match against Jake, again, Jake's another unbelievable talent, right?
Yeah.
So anybody that's ever seen Jake before, do you know what I mean? Jake, again, young guy, really, really young guy. And what he does is, again, he'll bring a crazy pace. Whereas we've seen that the last time. I mean, you weren't 100%, right? But you went at it for 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now you're coming in 100% or as close to 100% as possible. So, and I just love your style of grappling. I love it. Even last time when I watched you, I didn't even know there was anything wrong with you. But then obviously it wasn't until after it, and then it was like, oh shit. Do you know what I mean? So you come in ill. But as I said, nobody knew at all, because you came in, you put on a performance, you were trying to go for submission after submission, and as you said, you couldn't pull it off because of how you were feeling. So I think do you know what I mean? Because I mean, you're going to outwork people. Do you know what I mean? And you'll outwork Tyler as well. Don't let Tyler say nobody's outworking me. Yes, Nogi Jesus is outworking you, Tyler.
I'm like that tortoise, though. You know what I mean? I just get to the finish line, but at my own pace. Yeah. I'm expecting him to be fast and nimble.
He will be.
I'll shut that down. That's easier.
I think you rear naked choke. I think I said that the last time. You by rear naked choke, if I remember rightly. So I think you rear naked choke. Do you know what I mean? I think what's going to happen is it'll end up on the ground pretty quickly. There'll obviously be a bit of a tussle, and then you'll end up on his back, and you'll rear naked choke him. So
I want to make it look exciting, like the last one. Let's just say that. I've got a few tricks in mind that I'm going for, that I'm coming at him with, and I know he's going to have his, so it'll be a proper war.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I'm going to bring that happiness. Really, I'm going to bring the pina colada vibe and just fucking take it on like Deadpool with a laugh and a smile and just try and nail submissions. I'm going to try and do just non-stop submissions for this one. This, you might not see some wrestling, you might do. I just want to go wild with some submissions. If we ain't I feel like I keep dreaming and envisioning one of us is going to rip the other apart. I don't mind putting it on the line. Let's go. Like,
nice.
But yeah, you'll see. What are you going with? Rear naked choke? How quick?
Rear naked
you
choke.
Always think as little guys take some cooking, and you're right about that.
I reckon maybe 4 minutes in. 4 minutes in. Right? Because
you're going to work. For me.
Yeah, you're going to. But see, the thing is, right? This is where obviously Jake's a brilliant grappler. But see when it's two good grapplers going at each other, they give up different positions very, very quickly to then move to a better position for themselves. So I think that's what will happen. But your experience, right? He'll give up a position to improve his position, but you'll jump on it straight away. That's why I think the back take, I don't think it'll be like your normal back take, no, like your pass guard, he turtles up. I think you'll jump on a back from him moving position, right? So it won't be your standard. Yeah. So it won't be a standard back take. It'll just be, do you know what I mean? You'll jump on it as soon as you see it. And I think it's just your experience will win you the fight. Do you know what I mean? Not your experience. I'm probably saying that wrong, but your experience, technical ability, and so on will
He's got
win
youth
that
and determination, and I've got experience. And that's the kind of like clash of styles that's going to go on. But I just think maybe you've seen it. Like, we've all seen it. It plays against them. Sometimes that youth and determination, it's a bit too serious. Like, I'm just going to come in and have a smile and still snap your foot. And if you snap mine, fair play to you, because I'm pretty damn unsubmittable. I feel like I've proved that over and over again in comps. And everyone knows it. Even the commentators and the ref know it. They've all seen that. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I can't wait. Everyone who's watching, coming from Leicester, I'm ready for the riot. Let's go.
So, guys, we're going to have Stefan Biddles, First Legion Gym and Fearless MMA up against Jake Goldthorpe. That's going to be this Saturday, 21st of May. 666. Match number 13, right? So the no-gi Jesus. Again, check Grapplefest for ticket availability or jump over to Fight TV for that pay-per-view. I'd say you do not want to miss this. This is a better event than the last event, and so on and so on. So they always get bigger and better. So so Grapplefest 12 this Saturday, guys.
If anyone wants a VIP ticket, holler. We'll update it for you. You know what I mean? I've got a couple left over. Obviously, there's a couple dropouts. Always happens. People skin.
Yes.
Or now they're working the event. You know what I mean? It's got a couple of tickets left. If you want to know.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna be loud. Let's have some fun.
Definitely. So hit up the No-Gi Jesus on Instagram. As I say, definitely head over. It's nogi.jesus on Instagram. So yeah, definitely hit that up and see if he's got any tickets left, guys. All right. So
thank you. I'm still going to shout out all the other matches. Yeah, actually, sorry. There's loads of good matches on there. Good matches like Armin Alim, Cal Pacino, Bart Grappler. I was really looking forward to Jack Tyler, but he's had to pull out injured, which is gutting. Sam Gibbs, I've been at comps with. I've stood on the podium with him, not versed him. We're going to get some training in one day. Looking forward to watching his match because he's fucking. I don't normally like the serious vibe, but he's good, man. He's got a nice vibe off the mat that's not as serious. I love his style. Who else we got?
Let me ask you a question. Right? One matchup that's probably going to be potentially has Fight of the Night written all over it. Owen Livesey, Michael Pixley.
Oh, Jesus.
right?
Pair of beasts.
Yeah.
That is a pair of beasts.
That fight has been sponsored by, I can't remember the company, but they've said they're going to put £200 to the person that gets the first takedown.
Fuming.
So,
Where's that for the little guys? What, just because these big guys are all jacked from that? I can look jacked. You know what I mean? Just hammering. Nah.
200 quid for the first
Owen's got to take that, surely.
Yeah.
Owen's got to take that. I think he will. I think it's harder to take Owen down than it is Michael. Yeah. And also a bit like, you know what I mean? Stick to your own continent. I'll stick with the Europeans when we're versing Americans and that.
Yeah.
But to me, match of the night or fight of the night potentially is Ashley Williams and Keith Krikorian. Yeah. 2 trials winners, both my weight categories, really. I think they're a bit more sit around 70 plus when they're actually competing and that. But them two are fireworks. And like the styles they both have, unreal. That should be fight of the night, without a doubt. There's a lot of good matches. I wish I had the match list in front of me because I'm so forgetful. There's a bit of a stoner, but yeah, I wanted to shout out all them. Obviously, Tyler's match, we've spoken off about that though. But big up all the other lads, man. There's some beasts on this on these cards that have got potential for serious future.
Andy Leon's back as well, man.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about that. He's back. His aura's overpowering. Man.
He was calling out. I mean, obviously, it was Lacken Giles was the previous, or was, I think he still is the belt holder.
Yeah, he's got visa issues, hasn't he?
Yeah, so, but Dante was like, do you know what? After the last one, well, I've interviewed him a couple of times, and the couple of times I've interviewed him, he's like, I want fucking Lacken Giles. I want to fight him because he's the champion. So, and then obviously at the last one, he was calling him out again. He's like, he was shouting after he won his match, I want fucking Lacken Giles.
I'm the man.
So, so yeah, hopefully we see that again. But obviously he's got a tough matchup on Saturday. So I know it changed. I think his original opponent couldn't come in, so he's got a different opponent now. So, but yeah, Dante's fucking awesome again. Unbelievable wrestling and stuff like that. But that's what you expect, man. From
Dante's versus PJ Borch.
Yeah.
Very good match. Very good match. I'd even go as far as to say better than the original matchup. But I'm just a huge fan of PJ Borch as well. Yeah. So that is a good matchup. I can't wait to see him. But I say that, I act like it, and then I go all nervous and shy. If I like him, I'm nervous and shy. If I don't like him, I'm a little bit more like, yeah, you're right, mate. Well, I say don't like them. If I just see them as average people, some of them I'm a bit starstruck.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Nah, yeah, it was funny because I remember going in to when I went to Grapplefest 11. I remember going in the back and I was sitting there talking with my coach, and the first person that came over to say hello to me was Dante Leon. And he came over, he was like, Stoomboy, how you doing? And I remember my coach thinks it's hilarious whenever we go anywhere, and people come up and say hello to me, right? And I remember we were at the Euros, and I was in the Euros in the bullpen. I was talking to another guy from Leicester, Drew Sullivan.
From RGN.
Yeah. So
I'm teaching a class there tomorrow.
Yeah, so I was talking to Drew Sullivan, and Hodger Gracie came over. And Hodger's like, hey, Drew, hey, Stoomboy. Do you know what I mean? And my coach, Marcus Nardini's standing next to me with one of the other guys, and he's like, what the fuck? Hodger Gracie. And I'm introducing Hodger to my coach. I'm like, Hodger, this is Marcos. Marcos, this is Hodger. And then, so Hodger goes away, and Marcos turns around to me and one of the other boys, Thomas, he's like, Stoomboy, do you know everybody? And I'm like, well, almost. Do you know what I mean? So, but he just couldn't believe it. And the reason is, it's because whenever I go anywhere, I try and talk to as many people as possible. Do you know what I mean? I want to talk to the white belts.
Scotland.
Yeah, I want to talk to them.
Like say, Scottish people and Australian people, they get love everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're all dying to talk to people because you're so fucking bored of your own land. That's why Scottish people are everywhere you go on holiday.
We are. So, but yeah, I love it. I'd say I love the this social aspect and going out there and just meeting different, hearing different stories, because everybody's got a story, and it's always brilliant stories. And do you know what I mean? And different characters, like say yourself. Do you know what I mean? Unbelievable character. Do you know what I mean? Unbelievable personality. And do you know what I mean? And then you'll meet somebody else who is the complete opposite of you. And do you know what I mean? It's just unbelievable.
The dead serious guys.
Yeah, that's the leg lockers. That's the leg lockers or the guard pullers, mate. That's a guard puller.
Listen, man, I'm living like a rock star. You know what I mean? Undefeated rock star. Grapplefest.
Well, listen, Stefan, absolute pleasure as always. I won't be there on Saturday because I have a wedding to go to. So I'll be sitting there in the church.
On the Fight TV, just like this.
Yeah. With the Fight TV on in the church while the wedding's going on. So I'll need to remember the grooms. The groom apparently loves MMA and jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So I'll need to keep it quiet from the groom. Otherwise, the bride might not be happy. So
yeah, but at least in the dancing, everyone can, you know what I mean, hit takedowns, hit fireman carries, spin around. Have a right laugh. That's what I'm going to be doing Saturday then. Hitting fireman carries, getting thrown out with champagne and fireman carries.
Well, listen, I'll hear all about your escapades after Grapplefest then. So,
yes.
But listen, enjoy Saturday night. Obviously, give my love to obviously Tyler and the rest of the guys at the gym. And listen, we'll catch up soon, buddy. All right.
Yeah, thank you very much, Stoomboy. Really enjoyed that, mate.
Not a problem, buddy. Listen, take it easy. All right.
Have a good week, brother.
You too, mate.
I'm out, Stoomboy. See ya.